Thursday night out on the dunes, kicking off holiday weekend. Not really too busy out here, but kind of wanted to get the truck out for a rip before it gets too chaotic. I'm gonna see how much stuff I get filmed this weekend for Labor Day. I'm gonna try to do more filming of kind of other people of other stuff going on. Get out here over the weekend and see what's going on. So this is the Labor Day weekend 2022 video. Monday, Labor Day weekend, going out. I've been going out since Thursday every day with the truck, ripping, and got a buddy, my buddy Rob Routley came up. Never been out to Silver Lake. He's got a dirt bike, freestyle motocross guy, so hopefully find some cool stuff out in the dunes today for him to hit on his bike and see what we can do. Maybe I can jump with him with this, or maybe he can jump over the truck. We'll see, but I'll try to do my best to record some stuff today. We'll see what happens. A little bit of carnage finally happened. I was ripping some laps with my buddy Rob in the truck. He just took off to hopefully find a jack for me, but upper link mount, just literally just shredded it in half, and the upper link bar came out, so the whole axle's kicked a little sideways. This bump stop ate this tire up, so gonna have to get a new tire on there. We need a jack to get this thing jacked back up. I'm gonna show you my upper link mount situation. So you can see here that inside tab, which looks like I never fully welded it, so that's on me. That ripped out, and then that chunk up there, the bolt was in these had 3 locations, one there, and one at the top, and it was in the top one, and it ripped that whole chunk right off. So that metal's all fatigued out. So I think the plan is get a jack this thing up, take this bolt out, and get it put in this one little hole for now, and then change out the tire. And I should be able to drive this thing out of here and drive it home, hopefully. We'll have to, looks right now the shocks are what's holding the truck up, so hopefully those shafts aren't all bent up. The coil springs are hitting right here. You can just see, I don't know if you can see how far it's kicked over, but pretty gnarly. That thing let go. I was probably doing like second gear, like 60 mile an hour through some big whoops, and that thing ripped off, so sent the truck kind of spinning. So this is current situation. Finally was I've been beating on this thing for 3-4 days, all Labor Day. Thought we were good, and always something always coming up, so stay tuned. Waiting for a jack right now. I'm just out here all alone, so hopefully my buddy Rob, Calvin from Off-Road, from Silverback Off-Road, he just stopped by. He's gonna help try to get me a jack. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get this thing fixed up enough to get out of here.
That's right, hard is the Walmart brand. Mixed. Does that have air in it?
Yeah, it should. I'll probably have to take some out, actually. Hear it down. So, got the upper link mount fixed up, changed the tire. We'll be back, good to go. Well, kind of the same as always. I didn't really do too great of a job getting too many shots from this weekend. I kind of threw in this video what I had on my phone, but it's kind of always my problem. I struggle with pulling my phone out and remember to take video when I'm having fun in this thing. So I still get out to the dunes and have a lot of fun in this thing, and once I'm out there, that's generally all I'm caring about, it seems. But I did, as you saw in that last video, there was some carnage. I did get it home, obviously, in my garage, but I figured I'd end this video by kind of showing you some carnage and seeing what I have to do to get this thing fixed back up so I can get back out there next weekend. So I ended up, let's see, maybe we'll show you. So I shredded this tire, we saw that, but how all that happened, I'll show you a little bit more. I kind of showed you the pieces in the dunes, but here's the actual chunk that ripped off. It actually just ripped that metal right in half. Probably, it looks like, so these were some, let's get under here. These were some, we'll look at the other side that's not ripped. So like that, nice and ugly, welded, well done there, but there are some 3-hole link brackets, and I've always been running up in that upper hole, and it kind of looks like from this piece it sheared on the back side where obviously a lot of load is happening, and then through here there's a hole in there, and then it ripped that little tab off. So I'll show you on this side again. Let's see. So yeah, that piece goes up in there like that. It ripped right off, and that's what that piece that was hanging there, it was still bolted to this heim. So I was able to drive the thing home by just the whole inside tab is missing. That ripped out. So I had one hole left that was still welded to the frame, and got the bolt through there. A little blood. Got the bolt in there and drove it out that way. So just kind of putted it, but there's even, it's hard to tell. Yeah, you can kind of see it's bent out right there from that top part ripping. So I was a little worried about if there was already more cracks in there, but yeah, it worked. Made it home. So these mounts are 7 years old now. Have been on the truck since the very beginning, and have obviously taken a lot of abuse, and they finally gave up. So if you were out in the dunes this weekend, you saw how massive the whoops were. I was smashing this thing through them all weekend. And yeah, finally gave up. So when that happened, this link bar fell and the whole axle kicked over, and then actually you can kind of see now the rub marks on the coil spring. That's where it was resting on the frame. I was looking at these shock shafts just a little bit ago, and I thought at first from the back it looked bent, but it actually looks like it's fine. The shock's just the way that the upper mount is. It's at a different angle from that one, so it kind of made me think it was bent at first, but it looks good. I'll probably, when I'm going through the rear end, I'll probably pull this shock off just to double check and make sure that shaft is actually not bent or warped in any way. That tire's looking sad. So yeah, a little bit more on the bump stop. You can kind of see there, it actually even looks like it pulled my bump stop down a little bit with that tire running around there. So yeah, pretty much that went right into the sidewall, and then the tire went all the way around as I slowed down. That let go. I was probably doing about 60 to 70 miles an hour in some of the biggest whoops out there. When this thing ripped, I was actually kind of like jumping down into the whoops, and on the G out, this thing pulled out and the whole truck kind of squatted to the side. But nonetheless, stuff breaks. That's what happens, especially on old builds like this. This truck's got more miles on it in the dunes than most people will ever get in their whole entire life. So to go 7 years and have something like this finally happen, it's probably just bound to happen eventually. That metal's gotten fatigued enough and finally said no more. So I'll build some new ones now. I'll cut all that old one out. I'll probably even make sure, just to double check, I'll check out that other side. Driving it home, you can kind of see it was dog tracking a little bit just to get it home, because you can see, you know, how much lower that link bar is up there versus that one. That's where it should be. So the axle is kicked to this side a little bit. You can kind of see because of that, this whole bedside here fell over, and when we were still going pretty fast, it took me a minute to slow it down and kind of get it to a flat spot where we could check out what was up. And this tire had smashed up in here, so got a little bit bigger bulge in my bedside now. I'll probably just take a rubber mallet and some pliers and kind of massage that back into shape. So all in all, for having an upper link mount rip right off the frame when you're hauling through whoops, honestly not that bad. So I'll take it. We just got to fix her up from here, and Apple Fest is this weekend. So I'm going to probably take a couple days, do some more videos on some other stuff. I got some other projects and some stuff ready to film. So this thing's going to kind of just sit, and we're going to hopefully put out a couple more videos on some other stuff. So you'll see those popping up here next. And then I'll probably have a video on this thing hopefully getting fixed and out for Apple Fest. So if you're going to be up in Silver Lake for Apple Fest, I'm planning on having this truck and the Bronco that I just finished building at the car show downtown for Apple Fest. So if you're coming this weekend and you watch this video, want to say, hey, come check it out, I'll be on there. This thing should hopefully be all fixed up. I got a couple days till then, and should have some other projects done by then. So thanks for watching. I always appreciate you guys. I met a lot of people out in the dunes this weekend that said you guys were watching the channels and listening to the podcasts that I put out, and just appreciate all you guys that do and watch these. So I'm going to try to do a better job of getting more and more content. Practice makes perfect, I guess, trying to do this YouTube stuff and trying to always keep enough content to get videos out. So we'll see. I wish I had a GoPro running or something when this happened, but oh well, it is what it is. I'll get it fixed and we'll get back out there and keep going.